Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. Our teacher for this week is Charles Eisenstein. I really love his message for us today and all of the messages this week. The title of today's message is "We Have to Believe in a More Beautiful World in Order to Serve It." Maggie, a very good morning. Hello. Tracy, good morning. Hello. Beatrix, good morning. Great seeing you. Hello. Charlene, good morning. It sometimes feels as though our soul resists the kind of life that this world offers. As if there's a deeper knowing that what society has turned into can't be the way that it's supposed to be. Somebody, good morning. Hello, great seeing you. A thought from Charles Eisenstein says, addiction, self-sabotage, procrastination, laziness, rage, chronic fatigue and depression are all ways that we withhold our full participation in the program of life we are offered. When the conscious mind cannot find a reason to say no, the unconscious says no in its own way. Honey, very good morning. It's great seeing you. Hello. Is it possible that addiction, self-sabotage, procrastination, laziness, chronic fatigue, and depression would all be much less prevalent if what the world offered was more nourishing to our soul? Don't let all that is wrong with the world overcome you, though. Don't give up on how beautiful this world is and just how much more healthy society can be. Anthony, good morning. Yeah, your time has changed. It is morning. Good morning, Anthony. Charles Eisenstein says, we sense that normal is not coming back, that we are being born into a new normal, a new kind of society, a new relationship to the earth, a new experience of being human. He says, we have to believe in a more beautiful world in order to serve it. To slightly change his words, we have to believe that a more beautiful world is possible. Otherwise, why would we try and help that into being? He wrote a book that is so beautiful. I think the book's title is The More Beautiful Earth That Our Hearts Know Is Possible. Not Earth, world. The More Beautiful World That Our Hearts Know Is Possible. It's well worth reading that. The last thought from Charles Eisenstein is, how do we change the world? Well, we change the story, and we start with ourselves. We start changing our story. It starts with each of us changing our own story. The story I tell myself of who I am, what I am, how I serve. If we don't really know who we are, then we'll forever be trying to find our validation in the story that the world is selling us. Huge profits are being made by companies who recognize the deep need for validation or escape that is such a part of our human condition. If we don't know with certainty who we are, what we are, then we can't escape the solutions of acceptance that the world offers us. But when we discover together who we are, what we are, and how we each can contribute to the wholeness of the human race, then together we will hold the world to the higher standard of love. And together we'll say no to anything that's not generated in love. And together we will participate only in the things that come from love. Our work is not to attack and blame the world for preying on our insecurities. Our job is to each do our own work so that we step into this world in wholeness and just have no interest in the fake program of life that the world offers. This shift is really not a huge leap. It is well within our reach, but we have to believe in a more beautiful world first. Because only when we keep believing that we'll keep showing up. Today's meditation journey is trusting that your soul knows the answers. And that when you go to your soul with honest questions, you might even be shown. So today's meditation explores this again, and I know we just did this last week or the week before. I know who I am, I know what I am, I know how I serve. And the reason we're doing this again is, if we don't have a deep knowing, then it's too easy for us to fall for the fake answers the world offers us. So if you're ready, you can close your eyes and we will float away together, starting with the first few big breaths. Take a deep breath in and out. Take a deep breath in and out. A deep inhale. And let it go. Deep breath in. And out. Deep breath in and let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, also raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine. Lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. With every exhale, soften. With every breath out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and drop your head. Continue your own full body breathing. As you inhale, feel your body rise. As you exhale, feel your body fall. while you continue your full body breathing, entertain this thought for a moment. Have you met your soul? Do you have a deep sense of your soul? Continue your full body breathing. Rise with every inhale. Fall with every exhale. Your body has a shelf life. There was a date that this body came into being, and there will one day be a date when this body ceases being. But there is something more to you. Something without a shelf life. It is a little bit like the mountain that has been around for a long time and has seen it all come and has seen most of it go. Just imagine being able to see with that perspective. If you could see with that perspective, would it be easier to understand what is really important and what is really just not? This is how your soul sees. This is the wisdom that your being has. Have you met your soul? We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle down into as much comfort as possible for the rest of our journey. Take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward and roll out your neck muscles forward and to the left and forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards in big circles, nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. Lean your upper body over to the left. And lean your upper body over to the right. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having softened our bodies into a state of presence, or at least becoming as present as we possibly can be right now, we can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. With every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation with us, then this is always a good place to stop. But if you are here for the whole journey, we'll take the next few big breaths together. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel into your body. Feel how softness slips into your body and settles in every part of your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. And feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath. But hold it only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, take this thought with you, sitting at the feet of my soul. Sitting at the feet of my soul and listening. See if your mind can come up with an image, a picture. What would that look like? Sitting at the feet of your soul and listening. Take your next big breath. Let's do that again as you take your next big breath and as you dive deep into you. Embrace the same thought. Open yourself to a visualization of what it would look like to sit at the feet of your soul. And it's not important that you get a picture, but our brain responds very well to visual cues. And the more visual you can see this, the lower your brain waves are. And the lower your brain waves go, the more your subconscious benefits from that picture or what the picture would look like. So as you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, open yourself again to the possibility of seeing what the picture would look like as you sit at the feet of your soul and listen. Take your next big breath. We're using the work of Paul Selig and the guides. The three truths, the three statements. I know who I am. I know what I am. and I know how I serve. And the reason why we're using this work again is when we are not clear about who we are and what we are, then we're open to letting the world tell us who we are. If we're not clear on who we are, we open ourselves to the world telling us who we should be. And what the world at large wants us to be is in service to their goals. This is not a bad thing or an evil thing, but every company that sells a product wants you to be the person who buys that product. Everything marketed to you tries to tell you you're not really whole enough as you are, and you'll be more whole if you buy our product. You'll be happier. So if we don't know who we are, if we allow the world to tell us who we should be, we're playing into the hands of greed mostly. So let's take this moment to listen to our soul and ask for guidance. Ask my soul, who is it that I am? What is it that I am? How is it that I serve? The teaching from Paul Selig teaches us to claim these truths. It recognizes that perhaps if I say I know who I am, perhaps I'm not clear on who I am. But it asks us to trust that your soul knows and just claim it in the name of your soul. So let's start. As you take your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, claim this. I know who I am. Say it to yourself with confidence. I know who I am. Take your next big breath. And now we'll turn it into a question. Take that question to your soul. Ask the question and have no desperate need for an answer. Trust that your soul knows. Trust your soul will guide you. And you will receive clarity over time. But open yourself to hearing your soul speak right now as well. So as you take your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, ask your soul. Say, hey, soul, give me some guidance here. How would you articulate this, soul? Who is it that I am? Then take your next big breath and listen. next statement, the next truth sounds almost the same. Instead of I know who I am, it is I know what I am. Can you claim that? Can you say it with confidence? I know what I am. And even if you're not quite sure, can you trust that your soul knows? So as you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, claim it with confidence. I know what I am. Take your next big breath. Then we'll turn it into a question. Turn to your soul. Say, hey, soul, give me some guidance here. I know what I am. Is that different from I know who I am? Tell me, soul, what is it that I am? And take your next big breath and listen. And the last one can be the most confusing of all. The third statement, the third truth is, I know how I serve. I know how I serve. Can you claim it confidently, even if you're unsure? Although, can you claim it confidently because you trust that your soul knows? I know how I serve. Take your next big breath. This connects beautifully with yesterday's meditation, which taught that when I remember who I am, then I also remember what I'm here to do. I know how I serve. Let's turn it into a question. Take it to your soul. Be curious about what the answer would be. And as you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, ask the question, hey, soul, give me some guidance here. How is it that I serve? Take your next big breath and listen. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath holding space and into the next. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. And as you release, feel how softness slips in and settles in every fiber of your being. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. And I'll read to you one more time Charles Eisenstein's message for us today. He says, addiction, self-sabotage, procrastination, laziness, rage, chronic fatigue, and depression are all the ways that we withhold our full participation in the program of life that we are offered. When the conscious mind cannot find a reason to say no, the unconscious says no in its own way. Is it possible that all of these things, addiction, self-sabotage, procrastination, laziness, chronic fatigue, depression, is it possible that they would all be less prevalent if what the world offered was more nourishing to our soul? Don't let everything that is wrong with the world overcome you. Don't give up on how beautiful this world is and just how much more healthy society can be. Charles Eisenstein says, we sense that normal is not coming back and that we are being born into a new normal, a new kind of society, a new relationship to the earth, a new experience of being human. He says we have to believe in a more beautiful world. We have to believe a more beautiful world is possible, because why else would we serve it? He says, how do we change the world? We change the story. And it starts with each of us changing our own story. The story I tell myself of who I am, what I am, how I serve. Because if I don't know who I am, I'm likely to let the world tell me who I should be. And the world at large wants me to be in service of their financial goals. Can you have this conversation with your soul often? Ask your soul these questions often. Who is it that I am? Please guide me. What is it that I am? Give me guidance. How is it that I serve? Please guide me. This is hardly ever a one-time answer where we finally get it, but much more likely, it is a garden that we grow. It takes time. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for this reminder from Charles Eisenstein that I have to do my work to be able to answer this question. Who am I? What am I? How do I serve? Take a deep breath in. Thank you for the reminder that when we don't know the answer to these things, we will be used by the world for their own goals. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for the reminder that a more beautiful world is possible, and that we have to believe it in order to be willing to serve that purpose. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for the reminder that it starts with each of us. We contribute by changing our own story. When we know who we are, when we know what we are, we give less cooperation to anything that doesn't come from love. But when we do know who we are, then we find ourselves participating in the things that come from love. And the more we do that together, the more beautiful the world becomes. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for being a part of this journey today. Thank you, Tracy. Have a beautiful day. Pat, good morning. It's great seeing you. Hello. Thank you, Charlene. Have a beautiful day. Thank you, Sunmarie. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, Beatrix. Wishing you the most beautiful day. Hey, Michelle. Good morning. Ooh, I love that. Repeating that at bedtime. It's lovely. Have an awesome day. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.